Hey guys, I have not even got my hello yet these cards have already started talking. Andrew Cuomo is what we are looking at. Justice card, investigation, probably being taken further. So for those who don't know, this has been a special request reading, doing a reading into Andrew Cuomo. And in the height of COVID, Andrew Cuomo was heralded for how he managed to handle the crisis in terms of for New York, getting it under control. And by the way, because I'm based in the UK, if any of this information is wrong, do let me know. Okay. For the way he was able to handle and manage the COVID situation, it was heralded as a success. He was heralded as a success. The way at the time he stood up to Trump and Trump's apparent lies and so on. He was the media darling. His brother, I believe is Chris Cuomo, is on CNN, will do little duos and so on. I mean, Andrew Cuomo could do no wrong. Then it came out that he had manipulated the figures, looking at with regards to the number of death cases in New York, particularly around nursing home deaths. Apparently, when the people in nursing homes or in not hostels, but you know what I mean, in nursing homes or on the verge of dying, he will transfer those people to hospitals to pass away, but then he didn't count the number of people who were being transferred to hospitals as passing away, thereby fudging the figures. Also, there have been a number of allegations of improper behaviour, sexual harassment, and so on made against him as well from women who either worked in his team or people or women he had encounters with. Then there are additional allegations of intimidation. So he would intimidate people when the story was on the verge of coming out. He would intimidate people, threaten people as well. So what we are looking at is all these allegations. We're looking at the current energies around Andrew Cuomo, and we'll also be looking at as well whether there is any truth to the allegations and what will be happening in the immediate future. So this is why when I started doing the readings and we got to the Justice card, that's why I was just saying, oh my goodness, I haven't even started this reading yet and the Justice card has come through. So when we talk about Justice card, we're talking about things going legal. But then we have the Hangman that's come out with it as well. So there's something about this process that stalled, or something about taking it legal, that they're taking the time if they've stalled on it and if it's not going forward or not going forward as fast as people think it ought to go forward. There are different angles to the story and the situation that they're currently evaluating. I'm being told that they're looking to collect evidence and to really ensure that the evidence is hard and fast and solid. So they're still on the lookout for proof is what I'm being told with this Hangman. So anything else in terms of the situation with Andrew? Oh my goodness. These cards are just flying out. Did you see how that just jumped out? So we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords, let me see who this Eight of Swords represents, because this is talking about anxiety. This is talking about someone who's scared, not really knowing how to move forward in this situation. So this could be related to Andrew. It could also be related to a number of his victims as well. It could be related to people who he intimidated. It could be related to how he made people feel. What I'm being with the Ten of Cups here as well, it's also giving the impression that things aren't as bad as what they are. So in terms of, thank you Spirit Guides, right, so here we have it. So with this, notice that this Ten of Cups, so this Ten of Cups is an emotionally fulfilled card. Look at the kids playing, everyone is happy, everyone's appreciative, they're looking up to the heavens with their arms open. But on either side of that, we have the Two of Swords, and on the other side of this, we have the Eight of Swords. So what this is telling me, especially with swords on either side of this happy family image, is that when it comes to the two, this talks about people fudging or distorting things. So this talks about people ignoring the facts or not wanting to see the facts, not wanting to see reality. With this woman's eyes being blindfolded and her body, like the swords being crossed over her body. This is talking about someone not wanting to see the facts, not wanting to, preferring to put out a particular impression. But by doing that, notice that we've gone from a 2 to an 8. By doing that, they've tied themselves into knots. They've tied themselves into a situation that they can't get out of. They've tied themselves so much that there is nowhere else to go. So what this is telling me, I'm going to read the cards backwards. There is a situation that, or information, because swords is all about information, communication, etc. There was information that was ignored in order to paint a particular picture, and now someone is tied up. Now someone is, not knowing how to move forward or can't see their way forward as well. So what else is there in the current energies of Andrew Cuomo? And I'm also going to look into Andrew Cuomo's astrology as well. Okay, so Andrew Cuomo is holding out and he's saying, I'm going to finish my term as governor. When does he resign actually? Resign is possibly what he's going to do. What I was wondering is when his term is going to come to an end. Let me research this quickly. Andrew Cuomo's term coming to an end. Sorry, I should have researched this before. How long is the term? I'm not sure. It comes to an end in 2022. Okay, now this is going to end much sooner than that with this death card. There is going to be so much evidence that's going to be brought against him. At the moment, he's holding off. He gave he gave, what you could describe as apology. People these days just don't know how to apologize. But with this death card coming under the justice, he is going to resign. That is on the cards. His time is coming to an end. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm being told the word Democrats. I'm seeing Pelosi for some reason. He is going to be forced to resign. It could be that there's a lot of damning evidence that comes through that you just can't refute, you can't ignore, and he is going to be forced out. Sorry, let me just get some more. Ooh, yikes. You saw I shuffled, guys. You saw I shuffled. This is damning. How many women were there, actually? Were there 3 women in this at all? Or at least 3 women? Or at least 3 of the cases that are brought forward are actually true? That's number 1. Number 2, what's really interesting about Andrew Cuomo, usually with a man who is a governor of his age, of his stature, you would expect to see a king, or you would expect to see a male energy major arcana, but I haven't seen that. Instead, what we have coming through is a knight. So this shows to me someone who doesn't really understand the situation that they're in. And the way they're acting is very impulsive. It's without thinking. It's like knee-jerk reacting to everything. It's like a spoiled brat. So this is the way he's acting at the moment. So notice that we have the Knight of Swords running into the Death card. So this is telling me he's going to be asked to resign. He's going to be forced to resign is what this is telling me. And he's going to try and resist it left, right and center. But he's going to be forced to resign. This is someone who speaks out of the side of their neck, who has a sharp tongue. This is someone who is very aggressive. This is someone who, you know, when they want something, they intend to get it at all cost. So if anything, even if they don't have enough evidence in certain areas, I think in terms of his conduct in office, that is particularly what they're going to get him on, because his conduct is very unbecoming, and that's what this Knight of Swords is showing. His conduct is what they're going to be particularly looking at him with regards to his tenure as governor. What we have here is the Magician, though. So we have here the Magician, and we have it next to the Three of Cups. But we also have in the background of the Magician the Eight of Swords. So, and guys, do correct me in the comments below if this is wrong. But what this Magician here is telling me, especially with the Eight of Swords, but next to the Three of Cups, is that though his conduct is unbecoming, and though there are a lot of charges and so on around him, he is still, I'm being told the word respected. Like, people don't at the moment have any issues with him as a governor. That's what this says. You know, this says that I'm sorry, please don't shoot the messenger. I'm being told that people still respect him as a governor in terms of what he's done, in terms of overall how he's handled the crisis. Even though there have been a lot of hiccups and a lot of things with this Eight of Swords that haven't gone according to plan, people are still, with the Magician next to the Ten of Cups, next to the Three of Cups, people are more or less happy with the way things have gone on. And I'm also being shown as well with this Three of Cups, it shows people celebrating. It's like, and correct me because every country has different, in different states of coming out of COVID restrictions. But what this is telling me with the Three of Cups here is that people are probably coming out a bit more in New York. I'm going to look at this after this, whether people are able to come out a bit more, you know, like go into restaurants, move about a bit more. If that is the case, if it could be that this is happening now or it's to come, and people would be more focused on that, more focused on getting on with their lives as opposed to this political fallout. That's what this is saying to me. And that is what also Andrew Cuomo is banking on, that people are focused in more on the fact that, okay, we've come out of this, than his indiscretions. Now, people who know me and know my readings also know that cards can have a double meaning as well. And for the double meaning, we have Three of Cups and we have the Five of Cups. So this Three of Cups talks about situation taking, and this Five of Cups talks about someone who has had an encounter or encounters with someone, particularly in a social setting, and has looked to either take advantage of a person in a social setting. This person with the Two of Swords just above sort of ignored their better judgment. Do you see with the eyes covered and their heart chakra crossed? They sort of did not listen or ignored their better judgment when indulging. And through doing that, they are ashamed and embarrassed. What also comes through as well is someone having a tendency to overindulge. So whether that's overindulge in, let's say, alcohol, drinking a bit too much, smoking a bit too much. I'm not picking up having a habit issue just yet. I'm not picking up a dependency, not really. If I was picking up a dependency, I'll get the devil or something like that, but I'm not picking up a dependency. But it's either, you know, could drink a bit too much and, you know, act a bit with drink a bit too much and act in a way that is unbecoming, or act in a way where their inhibitions are a bit lowered and they say something that they shouldn't say and they do something that they shouldn't do. And this is also, when it comes to three women and celebrating and so on, is also doing it in social settings, being inappropriate in social settings, or looking at women in a particular way, looking at them as a plaything, you know, looking at women in a way that I could conquer, I could have control of that, you know. Yes, woman at work, woman that he's worked with as well. Notice we have the 3 here and we have the 3 here. So this is woman that he has worked with. Now the 3 of Pentacles also talks about work and people that you work with. And this again is come next to the death card and it's come next to the legal card. So again, people are looking at his work. In terms of this justice card, they'll be speaking with people that he worked with. But his way of life and his work is coming to an end. He says he does not want to resign. He's going to be forced to resign. He's going to fight it though. And that's what he's doing now. But he's going to be forced out. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yep, the Wheel of Fortune reverse. So what this is saying is that in the very near future, we will be expecting a resignation from him very shortly, or either expecting a resignation, or we'd have some unexpected event or unexpected news that will be coming through about his work. That is coming through. What else let's see what else is around his current energy. Oh, thank you. So we have the 7 of Cups next to the Magician. This is a very bad aspect. This is someone making up stories and making up lies. Do you see with the 7 of Cups pie in the sky? So that's what he was doing. So many times when I was watching Andrew Cuomo, the impression that I got off the bat without looking into it is, all right, well, if the figures were wrong, what's the big deal with having wrong figures? From the perspective that if it was an oversight, if it was data that was slow in coming to his attention, if he spoke earlier on the figures and then he got more information and then had to revise the figures, then in my opinion, I was thinking, what's the big deal? Why is that looked on as an appropriate behavior? That was my initial impression. And with the whole Andrew Cuomo situation, that's the thing that had me confused. However, looking at this card here with the 8, the Magician, and the 7 of Cups, this is telling me, and it's coming through from my spirit guides, is that they knew what was going on and they purposely fudged the figures, right? They purposely fudged the figures. So that's what this is saying here. So when they're saying that, oh no, this didn't happen, it was just we got some figures late, or we didn't collect the data properly, or whatever, no, that's not the case. They purposely went out of their way to give, because we have pies in the sky, notice these cups in the clouds, they purposely went out of their way to give wrong information. Queen of Pentacles has come through reverse. So when the Queen of Pentacles is upright, this is someone notice that she's focused on the pentacle. So this is someone who is working hard. Their head is down and they're just focusing on working hard. They're just focusing on making things work. Queen of Pentacles is also about accomplishments as well. However, it's come through reverse here. So this is showing, with that next to the 7 of Cups, it's showing someone who is not trustworthy, someone who is being untoward in the way they've handled the situation, and also in the way that they approach women as well. I'm also being told here that some women, I don't know whether it's in the news or whether it will come out, that some women were offered money as well. Okay. This is also telling me with the Empress that there was a particular woman that Andrew Cuomo liked in particular. Okay, please don't shoot the messenger here. But he kind of liked women who, number one, he always specifically chose women who appeared to be a bit vulnerable, who appeared to be quiet, who appeared to be the type he felt that he could dominate and be control and be domineering over. It's a particular type of woman that he went for. Someone who was very, because with this Empress is telling me, it's please don't shoot the messenger again. I'm describing it the best way I can while being politically correct as well. A woman who is very whimsical, they're very young, they look Lolita-like. You know, there's a particular type of woman that he goes for. And with the Five of Cups, it's a particular, it's, I know it's indiscretion. My spirit guides are telling me indiscretion. It's a particular, oh, what's the word? You know, sometimes we people have a particular thing that they go for, a particular thing that they like. It's an urge that they can't help. It's a particular type of woman that he likes. I haven't seen all the women, but from the women that I've seen so far, a lot of them look the same. They have that same slim build, fine features, Lolita, young looking, could potentially almost be underage type of look. That's he has a particular type that he's gone for, and there's a particular urging that he has that he's embarrassed of, that he would prefer to keep hidden. Okay, let's see what else is in his current energies. Andrew Cuomo. It's always because you wouldn't, especially during this whole COVID thing, you wouldn't have thought it or guessed it of him. The thing is, he's very hardworking though. That's what's coming through. He's very hardworking. Very, very hardworking, very accomplished as well. He's all about, I'm being told here, he's all about impressions and all about how things look, especially when it comes to his work with this Three of Pentacles, especially when it comes to his work. He's all about how things look and how things appear. So with this Wheel of Fortune reverse, this is something that's absolutely killing him, because he's very much about impressions. Yep. Hierophant. He's very much about impressions. He got out of this almost like a godlike cult status, and which he enjoyed and which he liked very much. I'm being told he even believed his own hype. He built his hype on lies and impressions, because we have the Hierophant here, and this is thank you, Spirit guys. Okay, I'm being told so many messages, guys. Sorry about this, bear with me. He had political aspirations, first of all. Secondly, his challenging Trump. He was particular with this Hierophant of challenging the status quo. He saw himself as taking over from Trump, or being the new Trump, while a lot of this was going on. Okay? Yep, he viewed himself as being the challenger to Trump while a lot of this was going on. That was the impression that he was trying to paint, that he could take Trump on and, you know, battle him, and that's what so many times with a lot of those confrontations with Trump last year, he particularly went out of his way to provoke Trump and to stage them. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm talking about what the cards are showing me. Because the Hierophant talks about, because the Hierophants are priests, they're rulers, they are in charge of belief systems. So that's where I'm getting that from, with that Hierophant that's come through. Yep, he just thought there was a lot of things that he had in the works in terms of his political career, and running for president was going to be one of them. He was really believing his own hype. A lot of people were believing in him as well. He was like a salvation to a lot of people. A lot of people were looking up to him and up to him for answers. But he was just basing it on lies. So what this is saying is that he fancied himself to be a Hierophant, you know, like the Pope, the President stature, whereas really all he was just a Nine of Pentacles, just someone being showy and pretending to be something that they're not. Very good at manipulating things. There's the manipulating card again. Very good at manipulating things. And I'm being told even now he's still manipulating things. Okay. So I want to go into the bottom of the deck. Need I say more? Seven of Swords, manipulation, deceit, underhanded behavior. He has just tarnished himself. Before I go in, now I'll go into the astrology around this and around Andrew Cuomo really quick. So Andrew Cuomo is a Sagittarius. What's really interesting with him is that looking at his astrology, he has Uranus in his, what house is Uranus in? He has Uranus in Uranus, which is, Uranus is a planet of unpredictability. You can't predict Uranus at all. It's currently in Taurus. The thing is, Taurus and that planet of unpredictability is opposite his 12th house. His 12th house is Scorpio. What is the 12th house for those who don't know? So for those who don't know, the 12th house rules everything that's below the surface, things that are concealed. So the 12th house represents potentially disastrous secrets. You know, things that you like to keep hidden, things that you like to keep away from the public. You know, so like we were talking about any hidden activities, illegal work, unlawful situations. You know, these are the sort of things that you like to keep hidden. The 12th house is also the house of your enemies as well. So enemies that were previously hidden being brought to light, that is also your 12th house as well. So for Andrew Cuomo to have his Uranus opposite Sagittarius, opposite his 12th house, Uranus is all about unpredictability, unpredictable things coming forward, right? So that Uranus planet is triggering his 12th house. So he has a lot of secrets that are being divulged. A lot of his hidden enemies are now coming to the forefront, and they're attacking him left, right, and center. I'm being told, having said that he is really still, he's going to try to weather this storm. He's going to try, he really does view himself of president stature. He really does view himself like that. He thinks that he is God ordained. He, up to now, is he sorry actually? Is he sorry? Does he really get the gravity of what has happened? Because I don't think with this temperance card next to this woman and next to the Ace of Cups, I don't think he gets it. I think, thank you Spirit Guides, what he's going to try to do, he is going to try to see whether he wants this to blow over. He's going to try and issue his apology and probably keep a low profile, and he's going to want this to die over, he just wants this to go away, basically. He wants this to go away, and then he could come out and redeem himself. But he wants it to go away. That's what he's hoping. He's hoping that he could be a spin doctor and prove people wrong with this, because we have the Five of Swords. So he's going to try to spin the situation. With the Five of Swords and the Temperance, this is a very powerful combination. He's going to try to spin the situation. He's going to try and say, yep, we could have done better. There are mistakes that we made. We accept that now. We'll take it on board and try to improve. With regards to my indiscretions, yes, I should have done better. It wasn't my, didn't mean to do any harm to anyone. He is really going to try and spin this and use a strategy, because Five of Swords is communication and communication strategy. He's really going to use a strategy to appeal to people. So this is exhibiting empathy, exhibiting the emotional side, wanting to be brave in this situation, wanting people to feel sorry for him. That's what he is going to attempt to do. With the Ace of Cups as a strategy to sort of reset the narrative, reset public opinion about him. Because believe it or not, he still thinks he could get out of this. He still thinks he could get out of this. Below my deck, I have the Hermit. So he's definitely in isolation at the moment. He's definitely reviewing everything to see how he could come out of this. But he's very much alone. A lot of people have deserted him with that Hermit coming through. But yeah, he's going to try to reset this. He thinks that he can reset and he thinks he can rescue this. Oh, for goodness sake. So when we have a lot of people calling for him to resign, that's the reason why he hasn't resigned. And I wondered that as well. Because really, when you think about it, you're just like, have you no shame, man? Just leave. But this is the reason why he hasn't left. He thinks if Trump, I'm just channeling what I'm told. If Trump could get away with all that he's gotten away with, a lot of politicians have probably done worse than him. The COVID situation was an exceptionally tough, lifetime, once in a century sort of situation. He thinks he has done more or less well. It's not particularly his fault. This pandemic is something that he did the best that he could. He should be commended for his handling of it, and he's not going anywhere. That's what he thinks. Yep. Queen of Swords, that's what he thinks. You know, he's just like, every time, if anyone comes to him with any, you know, this is not right, you should step down now, anyone giving him any pressure whatsoever, he's just like, nope, he's not going to. And in fact, as a matter of fact, he may even be threatening people as well to reveal other people's secrets. Number one. Number two, because these two cards have a double meaning. I'm being told that there are more secrets about him that can potentially come out. And he is willing to face these secrets head on that could potentially come out. And he is willing to, with the Temperance card, to do damage control, to sort of shift the narrative, to do a spin on news stories as they come out. Because these stories are over the Lolita Empress, there are more stories regarding women that can potentially come out, and more stories about his other indiscretions that could potentially come out. So, as I said, more secrets that could come out. We have the Four of Swords. So this is someone just trying to keep quiet, waiting for things to come over, but there is something that's hidden. There is something that's going on behind the scenes. There is something that people behind the scenes know that we in the public don't know just yet. Okay. They're going to ask him to step down. But it doesn't look to me that he's going to face any. There's going to be an investigation. He's going to be asked to step down. I think he's going to be forced to step down. I think they're going to make him leave, though. As I had said earlier. Yeah. In the end, it's just going to get too much for him. And for the sake of his pride, he is going to go. He is going to go. Because there's too much, too many indiscretions about his behavior that has come through. Now, interestingly enough, we have a King of Cups here. King of Cups, that is because Biden is I think Biden is a water energy. So we have the King of Cups here. And I wouldn't be surprised if that King of Cups in the background is working away at it. There seems to be, if this is Biden, this King of Cups energy, because up to now I haven't seen Andrew Cuomo's energy, because he's Sagittarius, he's a Leo. I haven't seen I haven't seen his energy here at all. He's a Leo, he's a Sagittarius, Andrew Cuomo, sorry, with a Gemini moon. So he is fire and air energy, and I haven't seen that really. So There is a woman, so I'm going to say that this is Biden, this King of Cups here. And there's a woman with this Queen of Wands this woman is a truth sayer, and a very powerful woman as well, who is looking on this situation and who is speaking in Biden's ear. This woman is a very powerful woman as well. She is a truth sayer. She's a very commanding, assertive woman, is what's coming through very strongly. And what they may tell Biden is that with this Six of Wands here, is that his victory so far, thank you, Spirit Guides, what they're saying is that Biden, of course, he won the election. He has popular opinion and popular favor around him at the moment. He is being advised, I'm being told by my Spirit Guides, he's being advised to ensure that any toxic stories or situations that can taint him, ensure that those stories are handled. Right? So even though they came out and they said they want to see due process be carried out, I think that this Andrew Cuomo situation is going to become a burden. It's really going to become a burden for them, and they're going to ask him to go. Because we have the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Wands. They're going to ask him to go. Yeah. Okay, the cards are not speaking anymore. I believe that is it. I don't have anything else. However, in terms of him going, he is going to fight to hang in there though. Man, he's going to fight to hang in there. And there are different types of going as well. It's either go in a way that they're going to silence him and really make him have a low profile and really isolate him. So you go away in that respect, where you're silenced, where you're isolated, and you're subdued, or you're put down, or you're threatened. It's making him go away that way. So even if he's, let's say, is still a governor, he doesn't really have any power or any authority. So they're going to try to snuff him out that way. Or it's going to be a matter of, with the Justice card, they're going to bring out they're going to find something that would make it, they're going to bring up legal stuff that would stick regarding work. I'm not really seeing anything regarding women that would stick, but more regarding his work and the covering up of the crisis. That's really what's going to nail him, if they're going to nail him. Okay. All right, guys, so look forward to hearing your feedback down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and hit the notification as well. And I'll see you guys in future readings. Okay, bye for now.